Hey there, Sagittarius. Getting ready to do your reading. Hope you guys are doing really well. Okay, guys, this will be a general collective reading for the sign of Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign. Please just take what resonates and leave the rest as always. All right, guys. Let's see what Spirit has for you today. Witness, to know, personal evidence, to speak out. Okay, what's this about? Let me get another card here. Something somebody has actually figured out, something maybe someone has, okay, I mean the card literally says personal evidence here, okay? So maybe somebody has seen something, or they know something, they just automatically know something, they feel something. To speak out, though, means that perhaps you're confronting, or you're confronting someone with something, or maybe they want to confront something, or confront you with something that they're actually seeing here. Let's see what else we have. Oh, ecstasy, yielding, rapture, and bliss. Okay. That's fair. Yep, supernatural, inexplicable, miraculous, otherworldly. Yeah, I think somebody is witnessing you, honestly. You know, and this may be you, obviously. Maybe this is something that you're figuring out about yourself as well. Okay, this could obviously be part of your growth here, but I feel like this has to do with someone else. Let me get one more here. Ancient, again. Magical inheritance. I feel like I had that in one of my, definitely one of my collective readings, I want to say, this week. Okay, so honestly, I don't know why I'm equating this to a relationship, okay, because this could definitely be about you, but I almost feel like this is other people that may be watching you. Could be obviously watching you change, seeing personal evidence, okay, of you changing in some way. Maybe somebody wants to speak to you is kind of what I'm feeling here. Something about your presence may seem a little bit softer, a little more, I want to say almost comfortable in your own skin, okay? So maybe you seem like you're more confident, more comfortable in your own skin. This card is much about yielding too, though, due to all of the transformation. So it's almost like yielding to the changes, like you've been willing to go through perhaps a lot of changes on your own here to make the necessary changes to be better. Yeah, and because of that, you may start to see a lot of miracles come in your life. I feel like somebody is witnessing this, though. Okay, so you may be getting some help as well here from your ancestors in terms of what is happening here. You might be really kind of tapping in, tuning in to your ancestors as well, kind of gathering knowledge. You're being pushed forward. That's what I feel. You're being, God, I feel, okay, a lot of energy here. Yeah, look. Enlightenment, you're being pushed forward, being inspired here. Okay, maybe you're having some epiphanies here, innovative. All right, there's a black cat obviously sitting right next to her. Look at the bottom though. I'm telling you, always something like this. Okay, let's not worry about that. We're going to push forward. This is about jealousy in the punishment changing course. Okay, I think you have actually changed courses here. Or flip the script. You may have flipped the script on somebody. I don't know what happened here. If this was actually a relationship, I feel like somebody's just watching you. Yeah, I definitely feel like someone is just kind of watching you. That's what I'm getting here. They're watching these changes. They're watching these things kind of happen to you in your life. Inexplicable. I heard flip the script, so I'm wondering if you must have really changed up on somebody, or maybe someone feels like you really changed up on them. Maybe you're not the same person, or you don't seem like you're the same person. Better boundaries. Okay, so better boundaries for sure, but it's not just that. I just think that you're changing. You might be a bit softer as well with that yielding energy, okay? I think that you're kind of very ensconced in your own little world. I just keep looking at that because look at her, all right? Do you see like she's covered, or she has all of these butterflies all around her, right? And you're just kind of ensconced in your own world right now. I think you're just doing your own thing. Maybe you're doing and going through a lot of growth or something like that is what it appears to be. So something about you is definitely growing. You're stepping into some kind of power that's leading you to some kind of enlightenment. You may already feel like you've been enlightened to a lot of things here. Certainly being inspired, okay? Maybe you're coming across as inspiring to someone too, because this is saying witnessing you to speak out. It could be that you're speaking out on some stuff here. Yeah, but somebody is definitely not happy here with the fact that you have changed course in some way. Let me get some of these and just see if we can get a few extra messages on this. I feel like, listen, I've been seeing so much growth in Sagittarius, which is fantastic. Each time I'm doing the reading, I continue to see things like this, which is really beautiful. I think so many are really doing their work, and I think it's showing up. Everybody's not going to like it. That's just the nature of human beings, right? We can't do anything about that. Look at this. First card out, Sacred Vision. Choose to forgive in order to heal. See the light in all. Maybe that's what you're doing in this yielding. Maybe you're learning to see light and love in all people. It says, remember that love has no boundaries. Beautiful. Right, let me get a couple more here. Maybe you're learning to let go here, Sag. Maybe you're learning to release something as well. It says, Master Jesus, forgiveness. You're on the... Does this say forgiveness again? It sure does. Okay, well, this is a big message for you. Forgiveness. You're on the path of light, love, and forgiveness. Father, healing is possible at this time. Okay, so this is your yielding. This is your yielding that I'm seeing here, like taking you to a place where you're really going to, I think you're really well, first of all, you may already be in your power, but I'm feeling like those are even opening up more. It's, you know what it is? It's your willingness to kind of undergo this, to kind of release control, this yielding that you have right now to go through all of this transportation, this transformation. Okay, maybe somebody needs transportation. Not sure why I would have said that. But yeah, I feel like there's a message here, though, of healing, being willing to heal, or being willing to forgive. I'm sorry. Yeah, definitely focused here on forgiving here. It says, as you forgive, you need to forgive. You need to choose to forgive in order to heal. And we have two cards here about Father, healing is possible at this time. And then this says, choose to forgive in order to heal. See the light in all. So yeah, you're really having to let go. That's what I'm getting. You're letting go. And you know what? It's probably stuff like this. Because when we have a lot of jealousy, you know, we have a lot of people around us. And I know we can say all day, yeah, you know, we're used to that, which is true. All right. But at the same token, it's like it does, you know, I mean, to some degree, obviously dealing with all that stuff all the time, it can kind of take a little bit of a toll until we learn how to kind of master that. But I think it's saying, listen, you can't worry about all that stuff. You need to forgive. Forgiveness is always about us anyway, right? It's never about the other person. Forgiving that, allowing the light in so you can heal, because my goodness, look what is happening here. You have supernatural gifts here, all right? Seeing the miraculous, seeing things literally transform before your eyes, all right? People may be looking at you as very otherworldly in a sense, okay? You're definitely tapping in very strongly, I think, to your ancestors here, getting some help from them, but it's going to take you to a place of enlightenment where you see things very clearly, where you're kind of moving from that space here. Look, and what happens? A teacher awakens. Oh my goodness. Okay. Mary Magdalene, teacher awakens. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Don't let anything stop you. This is unbelievable. I'm going to get one more card. That's so beautiful. Okay, so some of you guys are definitely spiritual teachers, teaching something. I don't know. Maybe you're healers. Maybe you are faith, humanity, and benevolence. Stay calm, trust the good in yourself and others, and see the light in the world. Yeah, so you're light workers. All right, so I'm definitely speaking to a lot of light workers is what I'm feeling here. Okay, that's actually going through a growth process and probably needing to continue along the vein of forgiveness, being willing to forgive. And honestly, sometimes we don't know. I can personally speak about this. We don't always know what we need to forgive. So if you don't know, just ask to have it highlighted for you, and that Spirit allows you or helps you, okay, to relinquish, you know, whatever you're holding towards that, whatever you're not forgiving. And trust me, it'll get brought up. Okay. All right. Beautiful start here. Let me see what's going on with you. All right, Spirit, tell me what is happening with my Sagittarius. Actually, I always like to get your energy from the animal cards. Let me see where Sag is sitting today, Spirit. Sagittarius. Sun and moon rising. The Panther. Okay, well, okay. That definitely would require some forgiveness. Maybe somebody here is really angry here. I'm looking at your energy. Give me more energy on Sagittarius. You might just be feeling, honestly, very, very protective right now. This is obviously, this Panther is obviously not a happy camper, as you can see. Oh, yeah. So let's look at it. There's the Panther. And then we have the well energy. Let's get one more for you. Very emotional. All right, I gotta see what's going on. Somebody I'm reading for is very protective, very emotional. Look at that. And then we have the dragon. Okay, let's get to it. Yeah, this is I'm getting a very clear story actually here with this little combination of cards. The Panther looks honestly quite angry, obviously, in this picture. And I think that's because you're very, very protective right now. Whether you are actually showing it or not, it may just be a guarded sense, okay? You're ready to do battle, maybe to anybody that kind of gets in your energy. Because it's really a card to me about what I'm getting is a lot of purging, okay? This is when I think about the Panther. Look at this. I mean, they're ready to do war, right? It's the annihilation, basically, of anything that's unnecessary. All right, ready to kind of tear down anything in your life that you feel is unnecessary. Okay, that's what part of this healing is. This forgiveness is. Okay, forgiveness is the biggest word I want you to remember, because I feel like it takes that to get to the part for the healing. Okay, I think somebody here, and maybe several of you guys, we all do, right, to some degree, right? We have a lot of forgiveness, a lot of forgiving to actually do, to convey. Yeah, and then when I think about the well, I just, the well is always about a lot of emotions. So a lot of emotions may actually be coming up at this time to really be cleared out. Okay. You might be feeling a lot of emotions as you kind of go through this time period that needs to be cleared out. But ultimately, the well, think about it. The well, I always think about this desire to really kind of delve deeper. All right. Really searching for more of a profound peace. All right. Also a lot of compassion, right? Because the well is about emotions. It's, it's water, obviously, it's immersed in water, and it's, water is emotions to me. So yeah, I think you're tearing away anything and willing to, like I said, tear away anything, destroy anything, okay, that kind of keeps you from this. This is massive change is what I'm feeling here. Just massive change internally, okay? Obviously, we saw the card here of enlightenment. It's showing you the path of where it's taking you. It's showing me that you have ancestors here that are actually leading you. And then the outcome, of course, with the dragon is always, look at the eye here. All right, this is about seeing one's true self. This is about balancing the ego, okay, and being able to get to the truth of who you really are. So it's all this deep, I feel like it's just all this deep diving that you're doing right now that is allowing you to kind of come up to your truest self. That's what I really get. All right, you're able to actually see the truth all around you. But I feel like you've been in protective mode. I don't know why I still want to say that. I just keep getting that. I do feel like you may be a bit in protective mode in order to get to this. And honestly, that's okay. I think, to be honest with you, I think that's kind of normal. Okay, that's, I can speak for myself yet again, okay, because I'm not here with you guys live. But yeah, I think that we do that, right? We do protect ourselves when we're going through stuff like this, because we can be very vulnerable, or we can feel very vulnerable, right? Like we're just kind of laid wide open, and we don't want other people to see that. But also, we want to kind of protect that sacred space so that we can get through it. I love that the dragon is actually here, because it is telling me that this is the end result as you go through this. So whatever you're going through, obviously, I think this paints kind of a very clear picture for you. Continue to burn it down. Be open. Forgive. Continue to dig for answers, because where you're coming is so beautiful. So beautiful. Yeah. Okay. All right. don't worry about, obviously at the end we saw what we saw with that envy card. I'm not really going to put too much into jealousy. Sometimes what is the saying? Sometimes our light irritates other people's demons. You can't really worry about stuff like that, right? We just got to keep moving. And, I'm getting cards. I've been pulling these lately, and I keep getting one. I haven't gotten any of these, but I've gotten the ones about love, loving everyone. I'm like, well, I think I do that, but I mean, do we really? Sometimes we're just ready to dismiss people, and it's not that we don't need to protect our energies, but we can, I think energetically also, we probably shouldn't just like dismiss them like they're nothing. Everybody's, I think trying, or at least maybe they're not, awakened to the fact of how they're behaving in some way, but maybe that's something they can be helped with too. God, I'm feeling so compassionate tonight. What's happening? There's that guardian card right there. All right, for Sag. Yeah, so yeah, definitely. You're going through a big change right now. Definitely. Spinning through a lot of cycles here, a lot of self-love here is what I'm feeling. You may have felt very embattled, okay? You could have been through one hell of a cycle too, okay? So this might be a very, very major cycle for you. But I feel like it's all trying to come to a close here. All right, with this Page of Cups, though, definitely I think that you're giving yourself, trying to nourish yourself, trying to nurture yourself, give yourself the self-love that you need. Look at that. And then we have Queen of Cups energy right there. All right, so yeah, very nurturing, highly intuitive, okay, very caring, very compassionate. It all lines up basically with what we saw already. So tell me more about Sagittarius energy right now. So you're waking up to the truth, okay? I almost feel like you've been in some kind of on guard or in some kind of armor for a while, or felt like you had to. Maybe you felt like you had to protect your heart or your energy from other people. Maybe people were really taken from you. Look at this. Look how you're coming out here. All right. The Emperor, definitely bossing up in that beautiful Emperor energy, feeling very in charge, very strong again. Give me Sag, please. What's coming up for Sag? Honestly, you could be taking this. We see that the teacher in you awakens, right, with Mary Magdalene. It says you have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Don't let anything stop you. That's definitely that Emperor energy, right? Pushing forward, pushing through obstacles, not allowing people to get in your way. Okay, not being afraid to make decisions as it relates to you. Ignoring the naysayers, ignoring the people that try to push back because they feel like you've changed up on them. Or what did I hear before? Flip the script on them. Okay, you're changing course. Yeah, speaking of which, yeah. See, I'm hitting that, and now I'm pulling out the Five of Swords here. So that's very interesting. So yeah, I do think that people are going to challenge you, okay? People are probably going to try and provide maybe some kind of chaos, try to pull you back. Okay, again, we see this kind of stuff all the time, right? But especially when someone is like rising, or all the people that were around you before that were cool with you, they start to get a little, I don't know, they just start to get a bit jealous and do strange things, and all of a sudden your relationships turn into a battle. It's just ridiculous. So I would just say shut that down. Don't worry about it. Oh, look, as I say it, looks like you are shutting it down. Look at that. You're definitely shutting it down. You're not going to worry about that. You're going to actually put an end to that. Okay, you're not going to deal with that anymore. This is the Ten of Swords here. It may make you feel like you're being backstabbed or betrayed or whatever, but it doesn't matter. You're willing to let that go. You're not going to let anything get in your way, just like the card says up here, okay? Because you're moving into this Queen of Pentacles energy, all right? Still very nurturing, very caring, okay? But you're very... Look at this, very abundant, all right? Taking care of business over here, focusing on your pentacles, but also just focusing on your stability. You don't have time for this, all right? And here's the sad part. You know that you would lift somebody up, clearly, okay? But you're not going to let someone pull you down, all right? Either they can come up or they can stay where they're at. That's the way I feel about it anyway. Whichever, all right? Don't allow people like that to pull you down. I definitely see that somebody's going to try and create some kind of conflict for you, but this energy, the cards don't lie, right? The energy is so beautiful. The way you're loving yourself, the way you have struggled long enough, the way you are putting an end to whatever has kind of held you down. And I think it's been multiple things, to be honest with you, because I really get a very strong sense that this has been a very long cycle for you. So this could have been 10, 12 years, something like that. All right, that you're actually finally putting down and you're going through the growth. You might be burning off some of the lower energy as well. That could very well be why I'm seeing this panther along with the well. Okay, you're burning off a lot of that energy. You're being protective, okay, but you're jumping into this very compassionate, very like the depth, basically, right? The depths of your soul is what I want to say here, and beginning to really see things clearly. And you are also probably changing course, okay, because you're able to see so clearly. All right, you're able to see the things that have held you back. You're able to see the way that I feel like, yeah, I definitely feel like some of you have settled. That's what I feel. Okay, so I don't know what that means. If that's been in a job, if that's been just kind of staying where you're at, kind of staying stuck. That's what I feel, to be honest with you, kind of stuck, been stuck in something, been stuck in a situation, stuck in perhaps a job, maybe a relationship, a marriage, something along those lines, or even just a friendship circle, something like that. But whatever it was, it has not been, obviously, well, basically you've outgrown it. That's what I want to say. I won't say it wasn't good for you, because something pushed you to where you are right now. Okay, and it's usually the things that are around us, we begin to kind of feel different, like this is not working for me anymore. I want to have a better life. How do I get there? And we just kind of, we answer the call, right? And so I think that that's what you're doing. And my goodness, it looks like it's going to be very, very rewarding for you. So this looks to me like it's coming up. I wouldn't allow that to trip you up whatsoever. Don't feel like you will, but definitely just remember this if you do, okay? Because this is where you're ending up at. Enlightenment, and also the Queen of Pentacles here. All right, very caring and nurturing, but certainly very stable in your life. All right. Let's look at Sag in love, if you even want to see that. Spirit, Sag in love. Is there anyone coming towards Sagittarius in love, please? Okay. Anyone coming towards Sagittarius in love, please? I got the Queen of Wands. That's your energy, Sag. So you may have another Sag that's coming towards you, okay? But someone that's very fiery and passionate. Why do I feel like this is you? I'm asking. Okay, I think this is telling me this is you, though. So you've been in kind of this rest and recuperation phase is what I'm feeling here, okay? Yeah, you've been in this rest and recuperation phase because you were carrying around those 9 wands forever, okay? And now that you are ending this cycle, look at you, you're really stepping very strongly back into this energy of being very passionate and fiery and charismatic and just lovable, right? Yeah, you don't want this anymore, okay? I think you're trading out, all right, this competition. I think you don't want to be in competition here, all right? The competitive. So I'm going to go back to this a minute ago. Again, you know, this is people like competing with you, right? So this is people that maybe you thought were friends or just people around you that you thought would have your back, would support you. And when you started rising up, when you started changing, instead of supporting you, maybe they attacked you, or maybe they just started showing that they weren't supportive in some way. The bottom line is you're so clear now, you can clearly feel when people are not right for you. And I think that's what has happened. Like you caught on very quickly to what they were or were not doing, okay? I feel like you had a lot of people that were around you, or at least some people that you felt were a huge support. And when they started just seeing you kind of changing, it's almost like jealousy kicked in. And I feel like you knew that, you saw that, you experienced that. And so I think maybe you've been going it alone here. Now I'm asking somebody coming in for you, if this is not you, this could definitely be some person that may be trying to come in towards you too. You know, it could be a Sag, like I said, but certainly it could be a fire sign or just anyone that's in that energy. All right. This could have been someone as well that is, again, they may feel like they're in some kind of competition here. They may, you know, let me get one more card. I'm going to clear it. Look at this. Yeah, they do. All right. This is why. All right. Look, you're just, all right. You're in this Empress energy right now. All right, you have the justice scales over here as well. So maybe this is a person that feels like you got your justice. Maybe you had to fight very hard to get to where you're at. Maybe they've watched you kind of evolve, grow, change, all right, on your own. They know that you're not really, why do I feel like you're not, okay, whoever this person is, I don't feel like you're looking at this person anymore. Maybe you've taken your eyes off of this person. This is not your main focal point anymore. So this could have been someone you were either friends with, very close with is what I'm feeling, or felt a closeness with. This could have also been somebody that you were in some kind of relationship with. If this is this person, then this person has been, look at this, they've been in some kind of rest mode, but I feel like they're really kind of in their head mode. That's what I'm getting the most off of that card. Maybe they understand that coming towards you in this energy that you're in, this beautiful Empress energy, this creative energy, you know, is going to, yeah, it would balance the scales, but I feel like they feel like it's going to be some kind of competitive thing. Like maybe they'll feel like they have to be in competition. Maybe you're not going to look at them the same way. You're not going to give them the same amount of energy perhaps that you once did. And this could be someone brand new too. Look at this. Yeah, this could be someone new too, but it's definitely someone who has spent some time, I think, maybe watching you. So take it as it resonates, guys. Watching you, but also really thinking about this situation. Maybe should I make a move? This could be somebody from way back, honestly. Why do I feel like somebody could be returning from way back? So, you know, I think they see that you're giving. This goes back to the balance. I'm telling you, they see, they feel, whatever you're doing, you must be giving to a lot of other people. All right, maybe not just, you know, not like giving your coins like this person's doing, but you know what I'm saying? Like giving to people, giving your time, focusing a lot of time, maybe on your work, maybe on your passion projects, maybe on whatever it is that you're creating up here. All right, maybe they see that in you, and this person feels like there's going to be some competition for your time. They may not have felt that before if you were in a situation with them. Oh, wow, though. Oh, divine counterpart, though. Look at that. King of Pentacles. Yeah, I definitely feel like this person, okay, so my feeling is if you were not in a marriage with this person before, I mean, I do think that they may be they could be a very stable person. Okay, they could also be a person that's kind of focused on their coins, focused on getting ahead. If you guys, that's why I'm wondering, is this somebody who, is this a new person? I don't have anything to indicate the past yet, but this is a person that definitely has their eye on you is what I keep getting. Then we have the Lover's card as well. So I don't know if they're new or old. I don't have anything to indicate here the past. What I do have is someone who is obviously thinking about this situation. So you have, I'm feeling like you have to know them in some way, unless they've been just thinking about their relationships and stuff. And I don't think so. I feel their focus is on you. All right, so somebody I feel like is definitely thinking about you. All right, maybe wanting to move towards you. All right, like I said, with a lot of passion here. All right, maybe they see you out here just being like a go-getter, kind of going after your dreams, really creating a lot of stuff, getting your justice, okay? That's what I feel very strongly, like you're getting your justice. So if you were down before, you're definitely not out. It looks to me like you are getting your justice, okay? Other people are seeing you. Why do I feel other people now? Okay, other people are seeing you kind of rise up is what I'm getting. All right, this has a lot to do with you being protective. It's funny to me because I feel like you're rising up and you have a lot of love, like you have a lot of compassion, which is really beautiful. And maybe people are seeing these changes. I feel people. I don't just feel one person here. One person's got their eye on you, but I feel you have people here who are watching you. So maybe if you worked with a lot of people, if you had colleagues, or maybe you still do, I don't know. I just feel like people are literally watching or physically watching this transition in some way, shape, or form. And then we have, yeah, the Six of Pentacles here. This is what trips me out, though. Somebody is feeling like if they come in, the whole competition thing, okay, not like you're out here with a bunch of different people. You could be, but that's not what I'm getting. I'm getting it's more like I'm not going to get the same amount of time that I used to give. Are they going to be able to allot me any time now? All right. So knowing that they're not going to be your full focal point. So that right there makes me think you either have someone coming in that wants something, wants a lot from you. Okay. Either way, whether it's past or future. Yeah, honestly, either way. I feel that's in a nutshell. Somebody that's going to want a lot from you or expect to have a lot of your energy. I feel like for some of you guys, this is going to be somebody from the past now. That's what I'm getting. Almost like, is Sag going to be able to give me this energy? Like, are they going to be able to devote anything to me? Okay, this is definitely a person that can come across very stable. You could be dealing with an earth sign for sure, Capricorn, Taurus, or um, what is that? Capricorn, Taurus. Who do I miss? Virgo. All right. Certainly doesn't have to be, but certainly someone who's very independent, someone who's probably a good business person. Also, I usually find a King of Pentacles is somebody who's very generous as well, but somebody that definitely looks at you with a lot of attraction here. Okay, they could very well think you're a soulmate. That's a card of my soulmates here. Okay, but feel very drawn to you physically. So maybe you're looking real good at this point too. Yeah, something about you. Yep, 2 of Wands here. All right. This may be someone that has to kind of travel here to see you. All right. But definitely someone who is kind of looking out at the long term. All right. Remember I was saying a minute ago, somebody's going to want a lot from you. And that's what I'm feeling. This is somebody who has considered these things. They've considered kind of what they want from this specific situation. And I think their only concern is that you're out here birthing all these new things, okay, which is justice for you. I feel that so strongly. It's your justice. So again, I think maybe you've been through the ringer. Somebody that I'm talking to here has definitely been through the ringer. You've had a lot of things maybe happen and they've watched you really rise up out of that, okay, and come into your own here. And now the concern is that you're not going to be able to give as much time maybe as the as they're wanting, if it's to get to know you or if it's I heard again. Okay, so it could be to get to know you or to get to know you again. Okay, so again, I told you this could be somebody from way back too. Get to know you again. All right, but definitely got a divine counterpart situation here. So I think you're both very focused on certainly being independent, but also, on stability, on building generational wealth, so to speak. The part that I love about this is this person knows, even if they haven't been through it, they've watched you go through it. That's what I feel. I feel like they've watched you go through it. Yeah, you got some kind of truth coming in. I think somebody wants to express to you what they're feeling. They may come in very abruptly here. Okay, this could come out of nowhere, all right, but they want to invest with you. And so there's the past. Okay, yeah, they want to invest with you. Yeah. So we have the Ace of Pentacles, and then we have the Six of Cups. So yeah, I think someone here wants to come in and bring in some kind of truth, some kind of clarity here. All right, I feel like it has more to do with what they're feeling, what they're seeing. I don't know why I feel like this person feels left out. I'm going to get some more cards for some reason. I feel like this person might feel a little bit left out. And so whatever you've been doing, whatever you've been contributing all your time to, and that's what I'm telling you, I feel like they know you're not, you must have pulled back your energy too, because they're not feeling a lot of that. They feel like you've been contributing your time to other things. And I think this person must have been your focus at one point. All right. So again, take it as it resonates. It could certainly, I don't think it's family with the Lover's card, but all right, I think this is definitely someone who's really into you. All right, but they want to invest. They want to have some kind of new start. They want it to be built on stability. So if it was flighty before, they want it to be built on some kind of stability here. They want to get back to the good times here with the Six of Cups, okay? All right. This is very much so a deep connection. It could be a past life connection. Maybe they understand that as well. But it's not only that. You guys had a friendship. It may be a friendship, okay? Maybe a friendship that was kind of evolving but didn't get off the ground. Because this person definitely believes that you guys can get back, I feel like, to a better space where you were happier. Where times were good. Oh, God. Okay, I just heard I need you. So I don't know if maybe they need you, because I don't see anything to indicate. I mean, they look like they're doing okay, or at least they're coming across that way. Maybe they just feel like they need you. I don't know. Maybe it's like a yearning or something. Let me just see. Let me see what these cards have to say. Spirit, what do we have here? Sagittarius. Oh, okay. Let's see. Okay, well, I guess I will take them off. So we have separation. So definitely someone who is in separation with you. Look at this sadness, missing you, thinking about you, yearning. I literally just said yearning. Unsure of the future. Yeah, because they don't feel like you're going to be able to give to this connection, or that you're going to be willing to give to this connection, because you have so many irons in the fire. You're out here being very creative, right? In your life, you're like standing fully in your power at this time. You're I won't say concerned. I think you're thinking about your growth and moving ahead. You're in the flow, so to speak. Okay, so they don't know if you would be able to actually give to them. All right, and then we have the card of, oh, see, wedding rings. Union, wedding, soul connection, eternal love, everlasting promise. But look at this. We have the golden mirror. Okay. So there might be some love bombing. Okay, this is actually, for me, that's like a warning card. Oh my God, I can't with this. All right, so, and then we have the twin flame card. So maybe this is your twin flame, okay? Maybe this is somebody who you've been in separation from. Maybe this person wants to come in. We do have the queen and king. That's a married couple, right? So, I mean, it could be someone who wants to come in and kind of lock it down, okay? Have something a little more substantial. Maybe that's what they've been thinking about. If I go in with all of this, if I put my heart on the line, is Sag just going to knock me down? You know what I'm saying? Are they even going to have enough time for me? You know, I think, all of that has to be talked about for certain up front, because it looks like you might be on a roll here. All right. And I don't know how much of your time you're going to want to give up. That's obviously, your situation. Okay. But yeah, I definitely feel like this person may be kind of demanding a lot. And when I see this golden mirror, that's an interesting, almost a warning to me, to be honest, because this could be kind of a one-sided, oh, well, maybe that's what they're thinking, actually. If they don't think that you're going to be able to give enough to them, maybe they're fearful of that. Maybe they're fearful of this being a one-sided relationship here, okay? Because you don't have enough time for them. All right, something like that. Something about justice, though, I'm being drawn to. So maybe in the past, this person was a little bit self-absorbed. Maybe they were kind of narcissistic a bit, okay? Maybe they treated you like it was a one-sided relationship, or you could have felt a complete imbalance, and that could obviously be why I keep being drawn to this justice card. Yeah, and maybe they feel like that would be your justice, right? Because they're not going to get this back, because that would be you obviously reaping your justice. But come on. But he's sitting around holding grudges. Maybe that's also part of this side. Maybe that has to do with this forgiveness here. Okay, the forgiveness card. Choose to forgive in order to heal. All right, so healing yourself. If you want this, whoever this is clearly thinking about some higher level connection with you here. All right, and making it pretty permanent. Um, Maybe there's some things that have to still be let go of, okay? So make that a part of your process if you wish to have this person back, or if you even wish to have them back in any capacity, right? Being able to let go. We forgive. We don't have to forget, certainly, but we can forgive. That's for us. Let me see what this person may wish to say. Feel what might this person wish to say to my Sagittarius, please. I replay our conversations over and over. Okay, I'm going to have a lot of, talks with this person. I love you. Yeah, there's that truth and clarity. I want to tell you how I feel. I'm afraid to contact you. I'm telling you, I feel that. I feel some hesitancy here, but I think it has more to do with just feeling like they're going to be competing for your time. That's exactly what I feel. All right. And also, like, you may have made this person, I don't know why I feel so drawn to this. They may have been like your total focal point before. You could have shown them a lot of love. Okay. You could have really been there for them. And now you're just kind of completely off in a different direction. Yeah. And I think they're really feeling that for sure. Yeah, it says, golly, you can't, look at this. I feel you leaving me behind. I'm telling you. All right, they see that you're off in this new direction. They see that you're out here making, new memories, okay? Creating. I feel mostly creating, like you're creating a lot of new stuff here. And I think that is the part that really scares them. Although they may want something that's going to be long-term with you. And I think that's what they've really been in their head about, as they've been kind of locked down and, trying to figure out what to do here. I do feel like that is the biggest opposition, is what I want to say. And the thing is, that could be in their head. I don't really know. You're going to know your situation, but I definitely feel like that might be something for some of them that's going to be in their head. For others, I mean, obviously you may be long gone for them. All right, let me look at the new moon, the moonology. My apologies. All right, Spirit. What else? Balance spirituality and practicality. That's the full moon in Pisces. Okay. Have faith in your dreams. Let me go back to this one for a minute. I'm very drawn to this, okay? Balance and spirituality and practicality here. So sometimes we can get lost in our spirituality, right? In our healing and doing all that. It doesn't mean that we don't take the time that we need to do it. But it's almost like also making sure that you are, I don't like the term really realistic, because what is that? That's all perception, right? But being practical. Okay, this is a very practical person, I feel like, that you're dealing with. That's what I feel, all right? And obviously we have to be practical to live in this world as well, all right? So I think that's a very good message, all right? Sometimes we go so far one way, all right? And we lose the fact that we still have to live and pay bills and, be, practical in a sense. Take care of ourselves in that sense. So not to lose focus of that. Make sure it's a happy medium, yeah, because your hard work is definitely paying off. Definitely having faith in your dreams, whatever you're thinking about, whatever you're trying to create here, whatever this calling is. That seems like some kind of teacher calling, right? It said the teacher awakens, whatever you have to kind of get out there and convey to others. It's saying to have faith in that, all right? I feel like you're getting a lot of help. And with the Ancestors card, that tells me others have done this before you, and they're the ones that are kind of egging you on at this moment, right, to get this done. So move forward, most definitely. Yeah. Why? Because a new start is coming. All right. I think a lot of good things are about to come your way, to come in to your periphery. Maybe things that you have been thinking about for a while as you've gotten through this. But also, I would tell you, with this dragon, this lets me know that as you begin to burn a lot of this stuff away, things are going to just get clearer and clearer for you anyway. All right. You're going to be able to see things very clearly. It's going to push you. That will give you momentum. All right, and then you just got to take the steps and do it. Yeah. Golly. All right. What do you need to release, Sag? Okay, we keep seeing that, right? So make sure that you're doing that. Make sure you're working on your forgiveness. Also, people. If you need to release people in your life, we saw that with that first card here, being willing to kind of annihilate anything that tries to get in your way, right? While you're going through this, while you're burning down that energy, while you're changing. What do you need to release? Put it out there, release it, okay? And hold your vision. Absolutely, because you're about to get some big rewards, I'm feeling like, from that. And I don't think it's just going to be honest with you, I don't know that it's just going to be, your growth is the most monumental part that I'm seeing here, which is absolutely beautiful. But I think as a result, too, someone may be trying to come, well, I definitely feel like somebody's trying to come back and enter your life. Okay, whether you want them or not, obviously that's your decision. But I think they're definitely trying to come back and enter your life in some way. Okay, so you'll have to make a decision on that. So all right, guys, it's really late here. I'm gonna get off here. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening or morning, day, wherever you are, and I will see y'all very soon. Good night, Sag.